We actually have a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon for you today, and then we have some world applications, and then Sky Striker Golden Bamboo Swords back again with some other interesting goodies. I think 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-loving crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Is that Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon? Yes, it is. When I actually saw this earlier in the week, this is one of the few times that I've seen Galaxy Eyes stepping into the arena here, actually doing something. And I don't know why it's taken so long for this deck to kind of do its thing, but to be fair, it's not like this card has a really easy summoning condition to kind of step through here. I think this is probably going to be one of the most competitively built versions of this deck, just that you can kind of bring to the table and make work for you. Also, to be fair, you're playing Galaxy Eyes. That's already a massively hard feat to accomplish decent results for. So we have 2 copies of Galaxy Brave, 1 copy of the Galaxy Cleric, triple copies of Galaxy Soldier. This is still probably one of the best cards this deck has going for it. We have 1 copy of Galaxy Summoner with your triple copies of the Galaxy Wizard. You have 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon. To be fair, not playing multiple copies of this I think is fine. It's still a fantastic extender, but good stuff. We also have triple copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, 1 copy of Photon Advancer, 2 copies of the Photon Emperor, triple copies of Photon Orbital, and then 2 copies of the Photon Vanisher. Then we play 1 copy of Galaxy Expedition, your 1 Galaxy 100, your 1 Galaxy Trance, your 1 Galaxy 0, triple copies of Photon Sanctuary with triple copies of Pot of Prosperity, 2 talents, triple copies of Thrust, and triple copies of Infinite Permanence. And then we have 2 copies of the Solar Flare, 1 copy of Ashima, 1 copy of the Blast Dragon, 1 Galaxy Eyes Prime C62, 2 Photon Galaxy Lord, 1 Photon Prime number 62, 1 107, 1 Full Armor, 1 copy of Cypher X, 1 Cypher Dragon, 1 Cypher Blade, your 1 Photon Dragon, and 1 Zeus here, wrapping up your take for Photon. Next up is Manadium playing Worldo. Now, once again, when I saw this early in the week, I was like, what in the world what are we accomplishing here? Well, Shadow's Light, target a dark monster, special summon 1 light monster from your deck or extra deck with the same original type and level, and then you can go ahead and get the additional normal summon for this as well. We're doing some extension shenanigans out here for this, but to be perfectly honest with you, this is like some cheese gimmick that it's not going to work every single time. But to be honest with you, I think it's kind of cool and unique at the end of the day, just to see the little things that you can do out here to mess around with and make the game a little bit more fun. So yes, we have 1 copy of Zawaldo, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, got 1 copy of Prisma, 2 copies of Herald of Orange Light, triple copies of The Fearless, triple copies of Meek, triple copies of Riem Heart, triple copies of Reinhardt, triple copies of Vice's Starfrost, your triple copies of A Hero Lives, 2 copies of Abstention, 1 copy of The Imaginings, triple copies of Colarium with your 1 copy of Ryctophobia, got the 1 Rhoda for Searchability, 1 Arrival, triple copies of Shadow's Light, 2 Talents, and 1 copy of Reframing. Down the extra, give the 1 Cross Sheep, your 1 IP, your 1 Appaloosa, your 1 Saruja, your 1 Dingrisu, your 1 copy of the Tri-Edge Master, 1 Stardust, 1 copy of Stardust Excel Synchro, 1 copy of Chingying, 1 Baron, 1 Chaos Angel, 1 Dissipator, 2 copies of Strahd Lord, and 1 copy of Lightheart here, wrapping up a kind of little interesting idea path for things that you can try out here to kind of spicing up your current metagame experience. Now, this one's a ride. This has managed to win a box tournament. I don't know how. We're playing the Sage of Strength and the Sage of Wisdom here, which are just kind of like little mini extenders for this deck. Now, obviously, they both say discard special summon this card from your hand, which means you get full access to abusing all these little broken bamboo sword cards out here. getting you different plus advantage trees so that you can set up into your thing. Now, obviously, the rest of the Sky Striker package is just pure advantage generation as it is. So kind of keep in mind that, with your generic pathways here, that you're going to be making some pretty big plus moves with this deck. So we have one copy of Aksha, one copy of Himmel, triple copies of Ray, and one copy Rose. That's it. That's your essential Sky Striker package. We have one Change of Heart, triple Cursed Bamboo Sword, one Foolish Burial Goods, triple copies of the Golden Bamboo Sword, triple copies of the original Bamboo Sword, two copies of Raigeki, one Rhoda. We also have one Area Zero, two copies of Afterburners, one Eagle Booster, one Hornet Drones, one Shark Cannon with your triple Widow Inky, one copy of the Multi-Roll, two copies of Engage, triple copies of Linkage, one Talents, one Thrust, and triple copies of Infinite Permanence. Now in the extract we have one Zeke, triple copies of Shizuku, one Kaina, triple Kagari, triple copies of Hayate, one copy of the Zombie Vampire. Oh boy, we're getting creative here. One Zeus, one Nova, and one Infinity. Then we have triple copies of Droll Lockbird, triple Ghost Ogre. We have two copies of Celia here as well. This is interesting. We have one Hamp, one Feather Duster, two Lightning Storm, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here. Wrapping up, what in the world can you actually do advantage-wise with you? The fact that you are getting to play these cards and get away with it in Sky Striker, of all things, I think is beautiful. Hey, it's Mech. Shout out to Mech and how relevant that this deck still continues to hold on. After the loss of Circular, this deck has been a not fun ride to see stick around. But I will be honest with you, I think that seeing how this deck has continued to try to innovate itself and at least try to stick around being a semi-relevant deck, obviously some of the Fireball stuff can help you out, but it's going to come down to how you want to build the deck and other little tech choices as well. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Got your triple copies of Droll and Lockbird, triple copies of Effect Veiler. You have the triple Firewall Defensor with your one Firewall Guardian. Your triple copies of, 2 Edition, one Circular, two copies of Diameter, one copy of Nabla, two copies of Sigma, two copies of Subtraction. You got the triple copies of Parallel Exceed, one Called by the Grave, your triple copies of Silent Mining, your one Equation, your triple copies of Small World, two copies of the Talents, triple copies of Infinite Permanence, and one copy of Super Factorial. Then we have the one Update Jammer, your one Transcode Talker, your one Splash Mage, your one Almirage, your one Lingerivo, your one Neo Tempest Terahertz, your one Heat Soul with your one Wick Kid, your two copies of Access Code OTK LOL, one copy of Laplace, two Alan Bershin, your one Aggregator, and your one D-Save Worm. Then we have triple copies of Space Rock, triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, your one Feather Duster, two Lightning Storm, triple copies of Anti-Scam Fragrance, and then we also have triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up what we're going to call the Mech experience at this point in time, because hold on to your one Circular to make sure that you are genuinely able to get the chance to play the game out here. So good stuff to seeing Mech once again still holding on. And our last list that we have for you here is Crystal Beast. We're actually playing Duel Academy. Oh boy, some of these top 4 decks that I see show up out here are some of the wildest things that you can see. And tech choices are always going to be one of the cornerstones to this game, but sometimes I really do question some of the things that we see. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We have one copy of Amber Mammoth, one Amethyst Cat, your one Cobalt Eagle, your one Emerald Tortoise, two copies of the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, two copies of Ruby Carbuncle, triple copies of Pegasus with your one Topaz Tiger, and then two copies of the biggest brick in the whole wide world. We also have triple copies of Awakening the Crystal Ultimates, your one copy Called by the Grave, one Crystal Beacon with triple Crystal Bond. We also have one Dual Academy, triple copies of Foolish Burial Goods with triple copies of Golden Rule, triple copies of Rainbow Bridge, triple copies of Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, one Crystal Miracle, and one Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. Then we have one Win, one Sarusha, one Unicorn, one Griffin, one Ib, one copy of IP, one Cross Sheep, one Cherubini, one Apo, 1 Dugaris, 1 Baguski, 1 Zeus, 2 copies of the Ultimate Overdrive, and 1 Overdragon. Then we have triple Ghost Spell, triple Space Rock, triple Cosmic, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Necro Valley, 1 Secret Village, and triple Dimensional Barrier here, wrapping up your take for Crystal Beast. So what do you think about all of the goodies happening out here for today? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and let me tell you, I hope to see some other interesting decks out there. Peace out, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.